Greetings, everyone. GleeCon here again with another episode of Lore of Warcraft. We're finally back to doing a little bit of a lore. We do have one left in the Let's Play for the first game and the first war, but it is based on this little snippet of lore from Chronicles, so I wanted to read this first before we hit what is sure to be a long video and one that involves a lot of frustration on my part. So stay a while and listen to this one. It's called The Second Siege of Stormwind. Warchief Doomhammer would take no chances with the second attack on Stormwind City. He unleashed the full might of the Horde against the stronghold. He had briefly considered calling on the War Songs, the Shattered Hand, and other clans that were still on Draenor to reinforce them, but there was no time. Every day that passed was another day that Stormwind had to regroup. I am interested in playing the second game because I think that's really when they're going to start labeling the clans. That actually doesn't happen in the first game or the manual or anything. That's sort of retconned in there. As the battle commenced, both sides knew that this day would decide the fate of Stormwind. There would be no quarter, no mercy, and no retreat. The Horde breached the city's walls and stormed into the streets, but Stormwind's defenders held them at bay, at least for a time. It's sounding like what's going to happen for me tomorrow, or on the next episode. King Lane was convening with his military commanders in Stormwind's Keep when he received word that Garona had arrived from Karazhan. Lothar and Khadgar were still gone, and the king was worried about their fate. Eager to learn what had happened, Lane allowed Garona into his presence. She was going to tell him about the battle with Medivh. Before she could, something snapped in her mind. She had resisted Gul'dan's order to kill King Lane before, but her encounter with the Guardian had scrambled her thoughts. The line between friend and foe blurred. Her willpower faltered. The Warlock's old command to kill the king flared bright in her mind. Deep down she had no wish to slay Lane, a stranger who had welcomed her into his kingdom, who had treated her with more respect in recent months than the Orcs had shown her in a lifetime. Yet she could no longer disobey Gul'dan's order. So that matches with what the book is saying, and what the game has said, -1 point, which is that Gul'dan is the one behind it. In every before they've retconned that element, it was just the scrambling from Medivh. With tears streaming down her face, she plunged a dagger into Lane's heart. The young prince, Varian, witnessed the murder. His father's assassination deeply impacted the boy, and it would forever taint his perception of the Orcs. He would view them as a deceitful and murderous people. Varian Rin. I'm not sure if he is the original leader of the Alliance. In the confusion that followed, Garona escaped the keep, vanishing into the chaos of battle. Word of the king's death spread quickly, and morale faltered. Fighting engulfed nearly every corner of Stormwind. The Horde's continuing barrage set fire to the city. That was when Lothar and Khadgar returned from Karazhan. They saw the chaos, and when they learned the king was dead, Lothar took command of the remaining forces. There was nothing left to be done for his city. He could only save as many of its people as he could. Lothar ordered a mass evacuation of the city. He, Khadgar, Gavinrad, and the remaining soldiers gathered Prince Varian and his mother, Queen Taria, along with any other citizens they could find. They fought street by street to Stormwind's harbor, losing many on the way. Among the casualties was Taria. Oh man, poor Varian. He's now an orphan. When Lothar and the other survivors finally reached the docks, before they set sail, they destroyed nearly all of the city's remaining boats so that the Horde could not follow. Stormwind City burned to the ground behind the refugees, and the first war was over. The Horde stood victorious, but its war chief was anything but happy. Okay, so we'll find out how that goes in the game, in the, whatever 5 seconds of 5 seconds of victory that we get. You know what? We didn't watch the ending video, if there is one. We'll do that tomorrow of the Alliance, or on the next episode. I'll try to squeeze it in for beating the game with the Alliance. Okay. And here is an image of Lothar and the other refugees fleeing Stormwind. I don't think Lothar is supposed to look that old. And he's holding a baby. I don't think Varian is supposed to be a baby, but maybe that's just like some knight and some baby. But yeah, they're crying amid the burning city. That's a pretty good picture. Like, and they flee and they leave, and that is canon. They lost the first war. We will get some more. They'll have the chance to avenge themselves in the next game and eventually retake Stormwind. But this episode is in the pipes 5x5. We are primed to finish out the first war on the next episode, which I will see you there. Thanks for watching.